Has been charged with opening fire on 2 high school cheerleaders after one apparently mistakenly got into the wrong car in a grocery store parking lot. And one of the girls is now critically injured.
I fought Obama's unconstitutional effort to ban 3D printed guns.
You want to do something, you can ban social media and kids under the age of 15 or 16 before you take guns away.
This is a mental health problem.
It's undiagnosed mental health.
The motivations of the trans activists. This is a cultural problem.
Bring back the family.
This is a spiritual problem.
The American media.
Genetically engineered cannabis.
I want to talk about yet another white power convention that they front as an NRA party.
But let's be very clear, the issue is not too many guns. The issue is too many thugs, hoodlums, and savage criminals on our street. That's really what the issue is.
On a black teenager who was shot after walking up to the wrong house in Kansas City. Hundreds of people rallied yesterday to seek justice for 16-year-old Ralph Yarl. The man who shot him is scheduled to be arraigned on assault charges today. Yarl is now recovering at home.
I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk allowing national concealed carry reciprocity. You want protection.
Also known as Cargo Pants Comic-Con or the Westminster Stepdad Show.
Now, I probably don't look like a traditional NRA member. The media would have us believe that the NRA is only made up of old white guys. And all you old white guys can be proud and raise your hands.
He saw a black male approximately 6 feet tall trying to open the storm door. Ralph told police he didn't try to open the door. And Gail, Ralph's aunt, told us he is 5'8" and 140 pounds.
These fucking people are nuts. And I don't mean nuts like, oh, that bitch cray. I mean nuts like, duck, get the fuck out of there. This motherfucker's got a gun.
In rural upstate New York, 20-year-old Killeen Gillis was shot and killed Saturday night when the SUV she was in accidentally pulled in to the wrong driveway. Investigators say Kevin Monahan walked out of his home and fired 2 shots at the vehicle. He has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder.
We also need to drastically change our approach to mental health. Upon my inauguration, I will direct the FDA to convene, and it's going to happen quickly, to convene an independent outside panel to investigate whether transgender hormone treatments and ideology increase the risk of extreme depression, aggression, and even violence. I think most of us already know the answer, don't we?
At a rally in the heart of Kansas City Tuesday evening, crowds said they've had enough.
I have 2 young sons, 2 black sons, and this personally hit home. What if that was my son that rang that doorbell?
Genetically engineered cannabis and other narcotics are causing psychotic breaks. A lot of problems. We're having problems that we've never seen before, and people sort of think they understand why.
16-year-old Ralph Yarl was shot in the head and then in the arm last Thursday when his family says he knocked on the wrong door while trying to pick up his twin brothers.
Ralph went to an address on this road. This is Northeast 115th Street, when in fact his little brothers were just a block away. You can see that next green street sign. That's Northeast 115th Terrace, just about 100 yards away.
Hear this. Gun-hating politicians should never go to bed unafraid of what this association and all of our millions of members can do.
Little Miss Addie, who is almost 2, and Branch, who's just a few months old, they have brought us so much joy. They brought us purpose.
I don't mean nuts like, boy, that girl's good in bed. I mean nuts like, ree, 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 ree.
I know liberals and conservatives don't agree on much, but can we agree that you should not own a gun if you don't know how to poop in a potty?
Now, Addie, who, soon will need them, I want to reassure you, she already has a shotgun and she already has a rifle. And she's got a little pony named Sparkles, too, so the girl is set up.
Sparkles, this will not end well for you. These people are clearly insane. Run while you still can. There is no time for goodbyes. Go! Go, my friend, go!
but there's a lot of other people, a lot of diversity within the NRA. Well, let me tell you something. I may be a mom and a grandma, but I am the NRA.
What an adorable story about alcoholism. Excuse me 1 second. Seriously, Sparkles, this family is nuts. Get out of there. Trust no one. Sic semper tyrannis.
Cray cray doesn't even begin to express where these people are. And for white power, hell, they're proud of that shit.
You know what I'm talking about. The N-word. Can't use the N-word. 2 N-words you can't use. You can't use the nuclear word. The power of these weapons is so, and I would never talk about it. I didn't talk about it, and now it's talked about every single day, including by Putin.
Take a look at them. They're a sight to see. And this is the power base of the Republican Party. Y'all, it's not going to be the same in the old GOP ever again. Because if this is the best you got, you're done.
That 2 cheerleaders were wounded when this man opened fire in a case, again, of apparent mistaken identity. And it's just the latest case that appears to be a high-profile shooting as a result of a mistake.
We will pass legislation protecting the absolute right to self-defense with federal penalties for prosecutorial abuse like we saw just recently in Texas. You saw that? Where a man was trying to defend himself and they want to put him in jail for the rest of his life.
According to NBC's affiliate KPRC, the shooting happened when a group of cheerleaders stopped at a grocery store, and one of the group accidentally tried to get into the wrong car, stopping after seeing someone else in the car. After the girl tried to apologize, the man began firing.
I just, halfway my window was down, he just threw his hands up and then he pulled out a gun. And then he just started shooting at all of us.
Overnight, Elgin police arrested and charged Pedro Tello Rodriguez Jr.
When the radical left Democrats tried to use COVID to shut down gun sales during the China virus pandemic, I proudly designated gun and ammunition retailers as critical infrastructure. Do you remember that? Little things like that. It saved all of them. A lot of them are in the room with us today.
For a beloved cheerleader whose team says was injured in a shocking shooting Monday night that may have been over a misunderstanding.
Are you seriously going to sit there and suggest, after all of this, that guns aren't the problem? Of course they are.
There was blood from where he was at, all the way up, all over the door.
Zach Dovell says Ralph came to his family's front door for help after the shooting.
All we hear is a bunch of banging at our door. So then we call 911. They're like, yeah, there's a gunshot in the area, unidentified. And we're like, just don't answer the door.
The police said don't answer the door?
The operator
told
us not to answer.
But after seeing Ralph's condition, Dovell and his mom went out to him.
And all we know is he was hurt. He needs to get help. We need to get him. He needs to be the priority right now.
Now with the prosecutors, these Marxist prosecutors who release rapists and murderers while persecuting conservatives.
I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Y'all take it easy.
That was Peyton Washington, a young cheerleader well known in the community.
Politicizing the police state against them. You can't reform that from the top down. That is why I've said what you're not supposed to say, but I'm saying it tonight. I will say it again. We will shut down the FBI.